I know what you're thinking. Why did this video fast forward so quickly? Because the phone that we're going to be talking about can charge just as quickly. What's up and welcome to the official Poorvika channel where we bring to you the latest of tech. This is your boy Nikki and you've just tuned into TRP. Today, we're going to take a look at Xiaomi's latest flagship, the 12 Pro. And the best thing about it is it features 120-watt fast charging. Why are we mentioning that separately? Because Xiaomi claims that the 12 Pro can charge to 100% in just 18 minutes. Yes, just 18 minutes. But we're going to test that out, where we're going to have the video of this phone charging up here at the top while we go through the entire review. So let's move forward with it. Now, generally when a flagship is launched, both the manufacturers as well as the consumers have three main points of interest. One is the display, the next is the camera, and the third is the performance. And we're going to take a look at each one of them one by one. So let's go to the display, shall we? Remember Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra's video that we did on TRP the last time? Well, this phone shares the same vivid, color-popping LTPO 2.0 AMOLED display. What makes this so amazing? Well, it has an adaptive refresh rate. And what does that do? It saves your battery life. How? Well, an adaptive refresh rate allows the display to actually flip between 120 Hz and 1 Hz depending upon the kind of content that you're consuming. Now, if you're playing a high-intensity game or watching a high frame rate video, it goes up to 120 Hz to give you a smooth experience. But if you're going to be watching any kind of static content, such as an image which doesn't move, it comes down all the way to 1 Hz, which means it saves a lot of battery life. It also has customizable color scheme options like vivid, saturated, original color, and it even has advanced settings where you can create your own color preset. Also, the display is a WQHD display or a 2K plus display with loads of preset options and customizations to allow you to change it as and how you want. You can even drop it down to a full HD preset. Will that affect the clarity or pixelate the images or the content that you see on screen? Not in the slightest bit. Another interesting quirk worth mentioning is that Xiaomi has included an all-new revolutionary E5 AMOLED material into the display. What does that do for you? Well, this material actually increases the brightness by 11% while using 16% less battery, which means you have a lot more standby time on your phone and it saves extra battery. But that's not all. Xiaomi has also included its all-new AI image engine into this device. What does it do? It actually upscales a low-quality resolution video that you may be playing into a high-quality resolution one in real time, all thanks to the option called Super Resolution. But this is not just limited to only the video alone. It also has other options such as AI image enhancement, AI HDR enhancement, and it even has an option called MEMC. What does it do? It adds more frames into your video to make it smoother. Add to this also the HDR10 Plus support and also the Dolby Vision. Guess what you get? An amazing overall visual experience. So this is something worth looking into. Apart from this, usually when you look at smartphones, you have the problem of brightness levels. Brightness levels that are way too high or way too low. The gap in between is way too less because you don't have many levels. Xiaomi has changed the game with that. With the 12 Pro, Xiaomi has included 16,000 levels of brightness. Exactly, I know what you're thinking, 16,000 levels, I wasn't wrong. This allows you to change the brightness levels to whichever level you want. And that's amazing because you don't usually get this in any smartphone. Xiaomi did not compromise on the audio quality either because for the first time in India, they have included a quad stereo speaker setup on this device, which includes a woofer and tweeter on the top and a woofer and tweeter on the bottom. And the sound has been designed by none other than Harman Kardon. So all you can do is imagine how amazing the sound can be because you're going to experience high fidelity audio on this device. That's not all. It also has Dolby Atmos support, which gives you an entire cinematic experience as far as the audio is concerned. You can also toggle this on and off in the audio settings menu. Now let's move on to the camera. Generally, when you look at a rear triple camera setup, the main camera is given a lot of importance with a lot of resolution. Probably can range from 50 megapixels all the way up to 108 megapixels, while the telephoto and the ultra wide only has somewhere around a range of 8 megapixels to 12 megapixels. But Xiaomi has given the 12 Pro 50 megapixels on each camera. 50 megapixels for the main camera, 50 megapixels for the telephoto and 50 megapixels for the ultra-wide. Now while the primary camera and the telephoto have an aperture of 1.9, the ultra-wide has an aperture of 2.2. Now when it comes to the main camera, Xiaomi has included Sony's IMX707 sensor, which can capture 120% more light than ever before, which means you can capture amazing images and photography even in low light. Xiaomi has also included their ProFocus technology into this device, which means it has options such as motion tracking focus, eye tracking focus and motion capture feature, which allows you to capture moving objects with absolute precise focus no matter what. Portrait HDR mode, which really brings out the beauty of the image and allows you to have absolute clarity and depth. Now Xiaomi has their very own ultra night mode, which is very similar to Samsung Galaxy S22 series nightography. Well, what this technology usually does is, once you capture an image, the AI enhances the image. It brings out the colors, the vividness and all the details in it, while bringing out the noise that is caused by higher ISO due to low light. And all this is thanks to Sony's IMX707 sensor and Xiaomi's image optimization system. Well, we've done a tiny comparison with a normal mid-range phone and the Xiaomi 12 Pro, both in low light. So what about the video? Well, you can shoot HDR 10 plus video in 4K at 60 frames per second right here. But there's a little catch in that. You can only shoot that in the primary camera. What about 8K? Of course you can shoot it in 8K, but only at 24 frames per second. But considering that 8K takes up a lot of space on your device, we wouldn't generally recommend people shooting in 8K, and most people enjoy shooting it in 4K. But there are a few inconveniences that we wish Xiaomi could have fixed before they launched this phone. First of all, the Pro mode is again limited to the primary camera. The slow motion capture is also again limited to the primary camera, but however, it can capture it at 960 frames per second in Full HD. Coming to the ultra wide, it could have doubled up as a macro lens had it had autofocus, but unfortunately, Xiaomi did not include that in this, and hopefully Xiaomi will fix that in the future. The selfie camera on this device is a 32 megapixel shooter. Now coming to performance, the Xiaomi 12 Pro comes loaded with the all-new Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. What makes it so special? It has 400% more advanced AI performance, and that's not all. It even has 30% more graphic performance and 20% more CPU performance. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to play Asphalt 9. The battery level is at 67% and I've kept the graphic level to high. Also, the brightness level is to its maximum level. So let's see where this takes us. Now if you look at it, the battery just dropped down to 61%. With 15 minutes of high intensity gaming with high graphics and high brightness levels, it's only a drop of 6%. How? It's all thanks to Xiaomi's optimization system as well as the E5 material we earlier spoke about. That helps reduce the battery drain. Coming to the battery, how big is it? Well, it is big enough to last you an entire day, which is basically 4600 mAh. That reminds me, there's a video that's running up here that shows how much the phone has charged. If you look at it, well, Xiaomi was right. It does support 120 watts fast charging. But does it charge in 18 minutes? Well, yes, with probably 1 or 2 minutes of a difference. If it is charging slowly though, you should probably check your power socket. We were talking about wired charging. What about wireless charging? It has 50 watts wireless charging support as well, which means you have no problem even if it's going to charge wirelessly and you don't have to waste any time at all. Well, that brings us to the end of our review for the Xiaomi 12 Pro. If you ask me, is this a worth buy? Of course it is. And if you want to make it even more worth it, you should probably head over to our official website where you can get this device with loads of amazing offers, EMIs and discounts. Or if you want a live demo, you can head over to our Poorvika store. Also, if you really like this video, don't forget to click the subscribe button and also the bell icon so that we can keep you updated with all our latest videos. And if you have any thoughts and comments, put them down in the comment section below, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. This is your boy Nikki signing out from TRP. Bye-bye.